Sony Augmented Reality, new games of July, Xbox plans, and your daily gaming news recap. All that and more coming right up. Welcome back to Sony Pop right here on YouTube. Today is Wednesday, July 1st. And my name is Matty. This, of course, is Chatty with Matty, your source for the daily gaming news recap. We have a lot to discuss, and just a quick thank you for 100 subscribers. Thank you so much for all the amazing support you guys have given me over the past few months. I plan to keep on making this better and better. All right, let's jump into it. I have my drink. Let's chat. All right, to begin with, we have a few events. So we have Devolver Direct coming up. That is going to be July 11th at noon Pacific time. If you're not familiar with Devolver, well, just think things like Hotline Miami and those intense indie games you've come to love. Also amazing soundtracks as well. Xbox has their Summer Game Fest event. So on July 21st to the 27th, they're going to have this Summer Game Fest demo event that'll be going live. Again, on the 20th, we've seen that they're going to have an Xbox event, and hopefully we'll be seeing more of the Xbox Series X, which is their touted cheaper Xbox for this next generation. And the rumor has been that it'll be anywhere from $200 to like $300, maybe $350 on the more expensive end. If they are able to hit $200, it can play all the next gen games and include some ray tracing. It could be the choice for 1080p gaming going forward. That sounds super cool. $200 sounds really cheap for a console from what I've seen, but we'll see. That'd be absolutely amazing. Also going for Xbox. So again, we saw this July 20th dev showcase and the Xbox Game Studios reveal. So we should see a lot of the Xbox first party games. Of course, we're going to see Halo Infinite. We've also seen Perfect Dark. Twitter be reinstated. Now they went ahead and said, oh, Perfect Dark, you know, we have to maintain the IP for this stuff, so we just had to reinstate that Twitter. And also Fable, of course, the RPG series started from, I believe that was Peter Molyneux. He no longer is in control of that, but that would be amazing. That'd be really cool to see both of them. I don't really have any love for Perfect Dark. That was a N64 game from a long time ago. And then, of course, and they also had a few other games as well. And then, of course, Fable, we've had plenty of those games, and they've been good and bad. They've been both. But a little bit further down, we'll see some more information on the PlayStation this time. So Roberto Serrano here says July 13th, PS5 price, release date, and pre-order. Well, he has been right on a few other things, including the re-announcement of the PlayStation 5 reveal. So June 11th, supposed to originally be June 4th. So he's been right on a few other things. Will we be seeing the PS5 price and pre-order on July 13th? I highly doubt it. Remember, Jeff Grubb said that on August is when we should be expecting a lot of the prices coming in for the PS5, Xbox. That's around the time we should expect prices to be revealed. And again, it is a back and forth between Microsoft and Sony, depending on what the price is going to be. Neither really wants to go first, and I'm sure especially Sony, knowing now that Xbox has this less powered Xbox Series S, and then they have this high-powered Series X. Sony's trying to do a similar thing, but they have a much smaller window that they can work with because their discless Sony, the all digital, will be $20-$25 difference for them to actually manufacture. So they're not getting too much of a difference as far as the actual price of their console. So they don't have as much room to sway with the all digital versus the one that has the disc. So we will be seeing this is going to be competitive, especially with what's going on in the world right now. Also, we have a new Batman game might feature a Shadow of Mordor-like Nemesis system. So this is from WeGotThisDiscovered.com. I am super excited if this is true at all. So if you're not familiar with Shadow of Mordor, the Nemesis System, just go ahead and read here, dubbed the Nemesis System by its creators, is generated random orc characters where players could interact with a never before seen level. If the player killed them upon first encounter, the story would be over. However, if the player chose to let them live or they escaped, they would pop up elsewhere in the world with a vendetta against them. Even more than that, if you injured them in some way, or if they would actually like show the scars later, they'd have a vendetta. super cool. I remember when Shadow of Mordor was officially released, it was kind of the surprise hit of that year, and people were saying, man, we're going to be seeing this Nemesis system for the next several years in games popping up, but we really haven't. I mean, we have Shadow of Mordor, and Shadow of War was the sequel to that game. We saw it in both of those games to both great effect, but we really haven't seen it in any games since. It's been actually very surprising to me. My thesis was Sony Augmented Reality, new games of July, Xbox plans, and your daily gaming news recap. All that and more coming right up. Consoles, the PS4, the Xbox One, weren't quite powerful enough to produce that on the back end, especially the CPUs, which were most likely in part responsible for that logic. And somehow, I believe it was Warner Brothers who produced that game, they were able to do it really well. So hopefully we'll be seeing a lot of that in the PS5, Xbox Series X generation, and then with upcoming PC games. That would be phenomenal. Think of having encounters with Mr. Freeze or the Penguins, and if you don't beat them at first, or you let them escape, or even just kind of general thugs, they become your main nemesis throughout the game, or one of the bigger nemesis throughout the game. You can actually have your own individual type playthrough depending on who escapes, and they become more powerful in a particular way. That would be phenomenal. The Nemesis system is such a cool, unique system. Makes it feel like the game world is just that much more alive. Also, Animal Crossing, again, just keeps on selling like crazy. We have Animal Crossing's New Horizons become Switch's first game to sell 5 million box copies in Japan. 5 million copies is so crazy. I want to say it was probably 3 weeks ago that we reported, I think it had like 12.5 million copies sold altogether. This thing is just a mega hit, mega achievement. I mean, you see my special edition Switch up there. That is the Animal Crossing Switch. I absolutely love it. My girlfriend continues to play Animal Crossing from release day till right now. Do you like it? Yeah, she likes Animal Crossing. Moving on, more Nintendo news. They have officially apologized for Joy-Con trouble. So if you're not familiar, they've had a lot of issues with Joy-Con drift. This has been from the very release of the Nintendo Switch until now. There just must be something wrong with the manufacturing or the design element of the Joy-Con itself. I think specifically with the left-handed Joy-Con, people have an issue over. I know in the US they actually offered, Nintendo of US actually offered to fix a lot of these, but this problem just keeps on persisting, and they've been ignoring it for a long time. Well, since release, they finally released a statement. So the president here regarding the Joy-Con, we apologize for any trouble caused to our customers, said Shintaro Furukawa. We are continuing to aim to improve our products, but as Joy-Con is the subject of a class action lawsuit in the United States, and this is still a pending issue, we would like to refrain from responding about any specific actions. How convenient. Anyways, I mean, they've had plenty of time to address this, and they've chosen not to, and now there's a class action lawsuit. That was in 2019, I believe. So, yeah. Really unfortunate. More Nintendo stuff. So DekuDeals.com, if you're looking for Nintendo deals, this is a really good website. I've shown it before. That kind of condenses all the deals, and then as you can see here, they actually have, are these good prices for these games? Have we seen lower prices? Right up top here, we have Ace Attorney, Ultimate Monster Hunter Ultimate Generations, Okami, Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch, a really fantastic game with Studio Ghibli's involvement, I believe, and then I think that's by Level 5 Games. Don't quote me on that. And then we also have Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. I mean, this whole like first row is just bangers right here. So number one, I want to specifically have Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. This is such a fantastic game. If you haven't checked it out, it matches the lowest price, $15 or $14.99, about 50% off. This is a fantastic action RPG. I think one of the best gameplay of any action RPG that you can find. The story is like serviceable, is not anything special, but I had never played it on the Switch. I just made sure to look up a few reviews and how well it ran. Seems like it maintains a consistent 30 frames per second, both in docked and handheld. People are overall pretty impressed. Dark Arisen includes this huge expansion to the world, this really intense like high level stuff, so you can play it for a long time, but it is so good, such a good feeling. It's like the next evolution, I believe, in what Monster Hunter should become. It's a really fantastic game by Capcom. And then of course Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch, go ahead and check it out for $28. Is a fantastic RPG. I just wanted to specifically showcase those games, or that game in particular. All right, new games for July coming up. So we have some of the big ones. Marvel's Iron Man VR coming July 3rd. We have Catherine Full Body Edition coming for the Switch on July 7th. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2, July 10th for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Curse of the Moon, the first one was fantastic. This one features 4 different playable characters you can switch to on the fly. I believe there's actually multiplayer. Check it out. It's going to be amazing, and it's surprise like dropping in just a week and a half. We have Deadly Premonition 2, A Blessing in Disguise coming to the Switch July 10th. F1 2020 and NASCAR Heat 5 for all the systems except for Switch coming July 10th as well. You have another Sword Art Online coming July 10th for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Death Stranding PC for July 14th. So again, this is Kojima Productions. It's coming for both Steam and the Epic Store. So a lot of people have said, oh, Team Sweeney from Epic, he's gonna say amazing things about PS5 because they're actually launching games on the Epic Store. That's not a bad theory, because Epic does have ties to PlayStation, and I'm sure Death Stranding will sell super well. We're gonna show in just a moment how it runs, so we'll show that in a moment. Rocket Arena, that's coming from PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Again, that was announced in the EA Play event. That's kind of their new multiplayer game. We have Drake Hollow, looks really cool, coming for Xbox One and PC on July 17th. Ghost of Tsushima, PlayStation 4 on July 17th, and Paper Mario the Origami King coming for Switch, both on July 17th. I'm going to be picking up both those. Those are both going to be huge games. You also have Rogue Legacy 2 on PC. That's early access for July 23rd. I had no idea a Rogue Legacy 2 is coming out. The first Rogue Legacy is so much fun. I had it for the Vita and the PC. Really fantastic. And then remake of Destroy All Humans coming for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, the Stadia, Google Stadia, and PC on July 28th. There's a whole bunch of others. Those were the biggest ones that I felt needed to be known. In other news, Death Stranding. So again, it is coming to PC, both Steam and Epic Games Store. This is coming from PC Gaming on Reddit. They showed a Tom's Hardware article, but more importantly, there is a nice little breakdown here from The Regeneration here on Reddit. FPS capped at 240 FPS. Amazing. Ultra widescreen. Amazing. NVIDIA's DLSS 2.0. Amazing. AMD's Fidelity FX CAS, aka Contrast Aware Sharpening. Great. And Denuvo DRM. Digital Rights Management. If you don't remember, Denuvo DRM was on Doom Eternal. It caused a lot of issues, frame rate, all this stuff. And then id Software said, we're not even going to deal with this. We're going to take off the Denuvo DRM. It was supposed to be this anti-cheat. Now there is the Denuvo anti-cheat, Denuvo DRM. We'll see which one exactly this is. Again, it's not a multiplayer game. I don't think it's a multiplayer game, so it's probably not the anti-cheat, and hopefully it's just the Denuvo DRM and it doesn't mess with anyone's systems. But just keep that in mind. Denuvo is on this, and it looks like it runs absolutely fantastically, so go ahead and check that out. In other news, Crysis Remastered delayed for underwhelming leaks. So again, a whole bunch of screens and stuff was released or leaked for Crysis, and it was supposed to be coming out in July, but people were very underwhelmed with the leak, and so they have decided to hold it back. So from the article from VentureBeat here, Crysis Remastered is getting some extra time in development. Crytek has delayed its first-person shooter until later this year after a negative reaction to leaked screenshots and trailer. The game is coming to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. The leak includes the above video, which many comments on YouTube noting that the remaster does not look much different from the 2007 original. The trailer also revealed a July 23rd release date, but it will no longer be the case. So go ahead and check out the trailer, see if you're impressed. Again, that game did melt PCs when it first came out. And then we have some more leaked images. I think back in March of this year, Remember the original Star Wars 1313 game? It was this bounty hunter, not focused on a Jedi type game that was supposed to be coming. I believe Amy Hennig was supposed to be the lead writer for it, and she was formerly of Naughty Dog, writing on Drake's Uncharted series. Well, remember it got canceled after Disney bought it. So these are some more screenshots, just released like a few hours ago, or just leaked a few hours ago. We'll go ahead and go a little bit more in depth. These are actually like gameplay screenshots, so you can see maybe a health bar at top or something. Looks really cool, like seedy kind of underworld. We don't always get to see Star Wars in this light. This would have been a cool game, but now Disney has bought it and taken Star Wars in an entirely different direction. As you can see, this is 2010 with Unreal Engine 3 in a total prototype demo. So we probably won't see 1313 ever pop up again, but we can dream, can't we? And thank you so much again. Just hit 100 subscribers. You guys are awesome. I love responding to the comments, even the negative ones. I'm always looking at how I can improve. I want to bring you some unique perspectives on the info, and I do tons of research, hopefully to round out stories with perspectives that we haven't seen, even watching a lot of dev diaries and stuff to see if I can gain any more information. So if you enjoy this, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell down below for new video alerts every time I go live, and yeah, just share this with your friends. I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. All right, so we have a big guy, Andy Mcnamara, leaving Game Informer. He's been there for like 28 years, editor-in-chief. I've been reading his articles forever. I used to get Game Informer when I was a wee little lad, and he is quite a tour de force, I guess you say, but he's awesome. I really enjoy reading his stuff. He's been with Game Informer for a long time. You have Andy Reiner, that is becoming editor-in-chief, and he has this nice little write-up of where he's going. He will be staying within the gaming industry, so good luck to him. Really awesome to see that he is hopefully moving on to even more better stuff, or much better stuff. Tencent establishes a LA-based Lightspeed studio for development AAA open world game for PS5, Xbox Series X. Remember, Tencent is a Chinese company that is just like spreading its tendrils everywhere. Every week I have a new story about Tencent taking part of a gaming company, or this gaming company. It should concern you a little bit. Tencent, again, a Chinese company, not bad in and of itself, but these companies do have to report a lot of stuff to the government, and are they just gonna be spying on us? I don't know. There's a lot of censorship there. That's my main concern. And will that leak over into our own game development? Who knows? I think right now they're just spreading and buying stakes in all these different companies. We'll see what they end up doing with it. So one really positive thing I take from this story. So this guy is formerly of Rockstar Games. He says, quote, "We are ushering in a new era of game culture by combining world-class development with a stress-free work environment," Martin said in a statement. "From day one, our teams will be focused on building the highest caliber games while promoting integrity, proactivity, collaboration, and creativity." Martin also pledged to create a crunch-free, inclusive culture from the Lightspeed Studios' growing team, which already staff whose legacy includes Rockstar Games, Respawn Entertainment, 2K Games, and Insomniac Games. So quite a lot of talent there. That's always great to hear that they want to get rid of crunch culture. I think any new gaming company is coming up now has to very be aware of, number one, crunch culture. Number two, how people are treated within the culture of the games studio. Also reported this week, GameSpark had a interview with Sony, and they talked about backwards compatibility. I'm just going to go very quickly through this. So this was translated by Black Kite here on Twitter regarding PS5 upgrade to used games. Just like PS4 era, if you have a PS4 disc that were bought used, it will be supported. We will inform you more details in the future, so please wait until then. A little bit lower here we see we are focused on PS4 backwards compatibility so that users can move to new consoles with their PS4 libraries. There's nothing we can answer about backwards compatibility with PS1, PS2, and PS3. Some people were reading a lot into this. I think there's nothing more than that. They're going to try and get all PS4 games working super well. Other than that, if we get anything extra, that's just gravy. I don't think PS3 again has this crazy weird cell architecture that was hard to develop for at the time. I don't think we're going to be seeing much in the way of backwards compatibility beyond that. Maybe some extra games on the console. Also, we have PlayStation blog showing PlayStation Indies. These titles are 9 titles. Shuhei Yoshida wrote a statement on PlayStation blog, so I'm going to read a little bit of it. I'm pleased to formally announce the PlayStation Indies initiative. With the PlayStation Indies, we hope to spotlight and support the best indie games being published on PlayStation and the entire indie community as a whole. Our goal is to make PlayStation the best place to develop, find, and play indie games. A little bit lower, while details still forthcoming, we are also happy to confirm new indie titles will join PlayStation Now service every month, starting with Hello Neighbor in July. Please look for our monthly PS Now posts and more information. Today, alongside news of PlayStation Indies initiative, we're happy to debut 9 imaginative and exciting titles coming to both PS4 and PS5. Stay tuned throughout the morning for these reveals, which we'll gather here once they've all concluded. Can't wait to see what you think. So these are the indie reveals all below. You can see all 9 of them. So go ahead and check it out. I went ahead and looked up kind of my couple favorites. So Worms I thought was cool because it is a throwback game. Again, originally, Worms, you would have 2 sides, you would battle against each other, but it was more of a strategic game. This game, however, is in real time. You can see them jumping around, multiplayer, huge, kind of almost like a battle royale type system. Looks actually like a lot of fun, reminds me of some old Flash games as well. And then we also have a really amazing looking game, Recompile. The reason I specifically chose this one out is the gameplay. The movement looks awesome. Like the gameplay, the movement, there's flying, there's some really cool sliding actions. I really love good gameplay. This looks very action oriented. Apparently you're a virus, like a sentient computer virus running around. Now these games have also been noted to be on the Xbox Series X as well. Also, we have Sony coming with a new patent here. So again, patents do not mean that we will be seeing for sure. Companies make patents all the time, including Sony. We've seen a bunch of these patents, maybe hinting on some features we could see on the PlayStation 5. So this is coming from thegamepost.com. Sony patents an AR gaming visor for the PlayStation. AR, of course, is augmented reality. It projects things in front of you as if it's happening in your world. And VR, virtual reality, you are kind of locked out of the real world and it's things happening within a visor or a goggle. Pretty cool. We're going to see some things that this could be used for. On the actual patent itself, a wearable or mountable visor or display apparatus capable of presenting augmented reality content. The primary intent of the AR visor is to parse and selectively display desired heads-up display HUD content from a video stream or video game, such as a map, timer or clock, speedometer, tactometer, instrumentation panels, or similar context-sensitive information relative to a video game or stream. Now, also a little bit lower, an example of the implementations. The instructions are to present or to interpose display or user content, data, and or updates from video gameplay, including one or more of the health, lives, time, score, weapons, ammunition, capabilities, menus, game progression, minimap, speedometer, tactometer, context-sensitive information, reticle, cursor, crosshair, stealthometer, compass. And a little bit lower, another example, at least one camera may be presented on the interposed display and positioned to track eye orientation of the computer gamer, with information from the camera being sent to a game console executing the game program. For example, a computer game weapon aim line. So, to put that in perspective, you have your glasses on, it can put all your HUD information in the glasses, and then it can also have a camera facing your eyes that's detecting where your eyes are moving. So, for example, it could be used for like aim shooting. If you're playing Superman in a game and you want to have laser eyesight, you look at the actual person and it shoots them with a laser eyes. Or it could be used for an accessibility options. If you're perhaps in a wheelchair or can't game for long periods of time, maybe that could be used to assist you in actual gaming. That could be really cool. You know, this could just be nothing again, but AR and VR is a really amazing emerging technology, and I think we're going to see huge leaps with this next generation, considering the SSD and the amount of power. And then we've been seeing a lot more like wireless things happening too, wireless HDMI that just ups the quality of VR. And will Sony ditch their own AR or VR? No, I don't think so, because I think it was one of the better selling headsets. But I think we will be seeing more and more cool stuff coming from Sony. So this is just a few more stuff from the US Patent Office here. We actually get to see the AR figures. Really not like crazy interesting. I think the actual text says a lot more. So go ahead and check that out. That about does it. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think Sony's going to actually release AR? We know Microsoft has their own HoloLens, which is their own AR solution. We're going to be seeing a new up and coming VR. I think we definitely will be seeing VR from Sony, and it could be very surprising. Will we see it this year? I don't know. It could be a little ways off, but I'm very excited. What are you most excited for in this July? We of course have Death Stranding coming to PC. Xbox is going to be announcing a whole bunch of stuff around the 20th, so let me know down below. I am super pumped as always for games. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Remember to follow me on the 3Ts and IG, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and Instagram. Have a great day. Remember,
Be yourself.
and eat a cookie. Bye.